When working with lead, there are a number of safety issues you need to consider. Due to the density of the material, even the smallest rolls are unusually heavy and completely disproportionate to their size. Proper safety equipment and additional staff should be available and used to ensure you work safely and fulfill the requirements of the manual handling regulations. To move lead safely, use a sack barrow, hoist or rope and pulley, and then lift any rolls by placing a steel or timber bar within the roll. Lift it as you would any heavy weight, bending your knees, keeping your back straight and lifting the roll to your working area. When lifting lead, do not bend at the waist. Exposure to airborne fumes or contaminated dust requires suitable masks, respiratory equipment to EN 149 FFP3 to be provided and worn by operatives. Masks may not be necessary when lead welding in a workshop environment if there is adequate mechanical ventilation locally to where the welding is taking place. Always ensure that you use barrier cream. Each employee should be provided with and should wear adequate protective clothing, which may be as either fabric or disposable overalls, but this may be reviewed if the risk of exposure is assessed as not significant. Eating, drinking and smoking when working with lead has the potential to increase the risk of digesting or inhaling it. Employers should make suitable arrangements for employees in a separate area, not liable to be contaminated by lead, and ensure you wash your hands before doing so. Food and drink shouldn't be consumed in any area where lead work is being carried out. Employees shouldn't smoke when working with lead, as it can be transferred to the cigarette from your fingers and then to your mouth. This risk increases further with hand-rolled cigarettes. Similarly, the habit of chewing fingernails should be avoided for the same reason. The employer and employee must ensure, as far as is reasonably practical, that all measures are taken to restrict and control exposure, and that respiratory equipment and protective clothing are used correctly, they're kept in good working order, and they're readily available. It's also very important that you have your blood levels checked on an annual basis, unless otherwise advised and instructed by your medical advisors. There are 4 different extinguishers generally in use. Red contains water, which can be used on general waste, but must not be used on liquid fires or where electricity is involved. Cream contains foam, which can be used on general waste and liquids such as oils, but not on electrical fires. Blue is the multi-purpose extinguisher, which contains dry powder and can be used on general waste, liquids and gases, and is ideal for lead workers. Black is a more specialist extinguisher, which contains carbon dioxide, which is only used on fires involving electrical apparatus. Make sure you carry and use the right extinguishers for your working conditions. In order to ensure safe operation of the equipment, it's essential to locate the cylinders in a safe place relative to the work to be carried out. The cylinders should be mounted on a trolley, and whenever possible, single cylinders should be restrained to avoid toppling, and located in a position where they can be protected from mechanical damage. The cylinders should be in view of the operator whenever possible. The fuel gas regulator outlet should be pointing away from the oxygen cylinder so that any rupture of the fuel gas hose will not force burning gas on the oxygen cylinder. Should there be any visible trace of oil or grease on an oxygen cylinder valve, the cylinder should be put aside for return to the supplier, and any contaminated cylinders should be marked to prevent accidental reuse. Cylinders that are not in use should be properly stored in a well-ventilated, secure storage. Please refer to BOC for further details.